Yesterday, when we were celebrating the feast of Saint Bonaventure, we received the good news from the Holy Father of the appointment of a new bishop of Kabale Diocese. And the new bishop is called Bonaventure Kubazire, a member of the Society of the Missionaries of Africa, known here as White Fathers. The bishop-elect was born in 1974, meaning that this year he is 52 years old. He was ordained in 2003, meaning that this year he is celebrating 23 years of priesthood. And in 2 years he will be celebrating the Silver Jubilee. The bishop-elect, as a missionary of Africa, has worked in different places, in different countries. He worked in France. In France he did 2 years. He was there as a seminarian, had finished his novitiate, and he was on pastoral work for 2 years. Then he worked in Mozambique. Then he worked in the Philippines. And now he has been working in our seminary as the rector in Ghana. So the philosophers, that's where he has been, in Ghana as the rector. Bishop Kubazire, bishop-elect, is joining his brother bishops, the missionaries of Africa, who are serving as ordinaries in the different countries in Africa. We don't have any bishop working as an ordinary of a diocese outside Africa. All those who are active with the diocese, they are in Africa presently. We have 4 in the Congo, DRC. We have 1 in Ghana. We have 1 in Algeria, down deep in the south. And then we have 1 now in Uganda. So those are 7. Then we have others who are now retired, emeritus, emeriti. 1 was serving in South Africa. He has just retired. 1 was working in Mauritania. He retired about 3 years ago. 2 we are working in Algeria in the same diocese, down deep in south. They are also retired. Then 1, a Mozambican, who also retired a few years ago. And we have also a cardinal archbishop, Mike Fitzgerald, who was serving in the Department of Interreligious Dialogue, a Pontifical Council for Interreligious Dialogue in Rome. And at one time he was also serving in Uganda. So those are he's joining these our brothers, who some are now serving, others are retired. Bishop Kubazire is being appointed to take over a diocese, the Diocese of Kabale, which this year is celebrating 60 years since its foundation. So it was started in 1966 in April, being cut off from Mbarara Diocese. So when it was created, it didn't have an ordinary full bishop running it, but it was given an apostolic administrator. An apostolic administrator is like he is preparing until a new bishop is appointed for that particular diocese. So That's what happened when it was cut off from Mbarara. It was given an apostolic administrator who was already a bishop of Bukoba, so in Tanzania. And the name of that bishop was, the apostolic administrator was Gervasius Placidus Nkalanga, a bishop of Bukoba. So he ran the diocese, preparing for the new bishop to be appointed for almost 3 years, from April 1966 to August 1969. August 1969, a new bishop, now a full bishop, ordinary, was appointed by Pope Paul VI. It was appointed by the Pope Paul VI, and this was Bishop Barnabas Halem Imana. Bishop Barnabas Halem Imana. So he was the first bishop full-time, ordinary, of this diocese. But the diocese started in 1966. So Bishop Barnabas, when he was elected as the new bishop of this diocese, he was also consecrated a bishop together with other bishops, 11 of them, by Pope Paul VI. Pope Paul VI, who was at that time in Uganda during his pastoral visit. He arrived on the 31st of July, 1969, and he left Uganda on the 2nd of August, 1969. But on the 1st, it was arranged to ordain 12 bishops. This was symbolic. The number is symbolic. The 12 apostles. The 12 apostles. From different countries of Africa. And 4 of them, so including Bishop Barnabas, were from Uganda. The other 3 were Bishop Albert Baharagate of Hoima. He died since. Then we have Bishop John Baptist Kakubi Mbarara, who was ordained as Bishop of Mbarara. He also passed away. And then the 3rd was Bishop Sarapio Magambo of Fort Portal. He also passed on. So all these 4, together with 8 others from different countries, were ordained at Kororo on the 1st of August by Pope Paul VI during his pastoral visit in Uganda. So Bishop Barnabas stayed as a bishop until 1994 in July, when an apostolic administrator was appointed to take over from him to prepare for a new bishop. And that apostolic administrator was Father Robert Mary Gay, a missionary of Africa, a Canadian. So he took over from him from July, and then until 1996, when he was himself again, Robert Gay, made the bishop, was appointed as the bishop of Kabale. So he becomes the 2nd or the 3rd, if you want. The first one was apostolic, so he becomes the 3rd bishop of Kabale from 1996 up to 2003, when he was succeeded by Bishop Calist Rubaramira, who has now, since yesterday, is retired and is being succeeded by the bishop-elect Gubazire Bonaventure, a member of the Society of the Missionaries of Africa. Now in Uganda, we know very well that the first black Ugandan bishop was a missionary of Africa, a member of the Society of the Missionaries of Africa. That was Bishop, and then afterwards Archbishop Joseph Nakabale Chiwanuka in 1939. And then he was bishop up to 1966 when he passed on. But we have never had another Ugandan White Father bishop. And at that time, there was a policy within the Society of the Missionaries of Africa not to become bishops, to leave the people of the local church, the priests of the local church, to become the bishops and leaders of the local church. But now this policy was changed with the coming of Pope John Paul II, when he started appointing missionaries as bishops. And that's how also now, since then, a number of our confreres have been appointed as ordinaries in different dioceses in Africa. Now, this diocese of Kabale, population-wise, it has more or less 2 million, the whole population of all different faiths and religions. But out of that, more or less 2 million, 1.8, half, 50%, they are Catholics. 50% they are Catholics. It has more than 35 parishes. It has more than 150 priests, diocesan priests. It has more than 300 or around 300 religious sisters, religious women who are serving in the Diocese of Kabale, and about 800 plus of catechists serving in the different outstations, and then about less than 10, around 6, between 6 and 10 religious men are serving in that diocese. So this is the diocese which Bishop-elect Bonaventure Gubazire, which he has been called to go and serve as a shepherd, the shepherd of the flock of the Lord in this diocese. So, as a White Father, he will remain a member of the Society of the White Fathers, but now he is one part and parcel of the diocese. So his being White Father is not going to be seen, especially even outside, seeing him wearing the habit of the White Fathers, etc. No, he will be wearing like other bishops. So he is one with the archdiocesan priests and with the diocese. Surely he will be inspired. He will have to follow some of our rules as White Fathers, but he is now like a diocesan priest, chosen to be to lead the diocese. And when he retires, then he can come back. When he retires, he comes back. He comes back in the society. All the other 6 I've told you who are retired, they are now in our communities. In Kabale, we have only one community of the White Fathers, one parish run by the White Fathers, Kinanira, which is not very far from the town of Kabale. And there are 3 missionaries of Africa. Now, this part of the country, this region, the western part of Uganda, the pioneer missionaries were the White Fathers, as I've said. So he is going to now is following in that, I think, in the footsteps of those who came before us. But we also can't forget the catechist, Yohana Kitagana, who was always going, he was going forward. The missionaries were following, but he was being sent to go to different places where the missionaries were planning to go and start parishes, mission posts. So he was always going after them, before them. So, and they were following. And this is what happened also in Kabale. He went and he was in Rushoroza around 1910. And he prepared, and the missionaries came at Rushoroza in 1923, which is going to be the first mission post. And then when the missionaries came, he went further to other places. So we also think of this diocese now as it is celebrating 60 years, the role of the catechist, which they have prayed there. So we wish all the best, God's blessings to our brother, Bishop-elect Bonaventure Gubazire, and we thank Bishop Emeritus now, Calliste Rubaramira, for all the work he has done since 2003 up to now.